Trustee Zalik.
Here.
Trustee LaRocca.
Here.
Trustee Giesner.
Here.
Trustee Frusoloni.
Here.
Trustee Shorzy.
Here.
Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
Please rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have a motion to approve the minutes of the February 3rd, 2020 Village Board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Shorzy, seconded by Trustee Frusoloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesner.
Aye.
Trustee Frusoloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye. Do I have a motion for approval but not release of the executive session minutes of February 3rd, 2020 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Zalik, seconded by Trustee Giesner. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesner.
Aye.
Trustee Frusoloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye. During the listening post, we have a resolution to read, and actually Trustee Zalik / one of our former police officers has asked to read resolution number 3126 honoring Frank Jones upon his retirement.
Okay, Resolution 3126, a resolution honoring Frank Jones upon his retirement from the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department. Whereas Frank Jones joined the Carroll Stream Police Department as a police officer on February 19th, 2008, after serving 21 years as a police officer in the Village of Bellwood. And whereas Frank Jones served as a patrol officer from February 2008 until December 2010. And whereas Frank Jones served as a detective from December 2010 until his retirement March 2020. And whereas Frank Jones became the first officer to be assigned to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Sex Trafficking Task Force in January 2015. And whereas Frank Jones has saved countless victims of sex trafficking from further victimization. And whereas Frank Jones served as a member of the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force. And whereas Frank Jones served as a lead homicide investigator and as a juvenile officer. And whereas Frank Jones received the Chief's Award of Merit when he utilized an informant to identify a suspect or subject who shot an Aurora police officer. And whereas Frank Jones, after 31 years of public service, has made the decision to retire from public service with the Village of Carroll Stream Police Department, but will continue to serve the community, as he always does, as an investigator for the Collier County Sheriff's Office in Florida. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream on behalf of all the former and present elected and appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream as follows. Section 1, Frank Jones' service and dedication to the Village of Carroll Stream and accomplishments in the field of law enforcement are hereby recognized and commended. Section 2, Frank Jones is wished the very best of happiness and health in his new career as a deputy sheriff. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and as approved by law on this day of February 18th, 2020. And I make a motion to approve Resolution 3126.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Zalik, seconded by Trustee Frusoloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesner.
Aye.
Trustee Frusoloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye. Even though Frank's not here, I think he deserves. And sticking with the police, we're actually going to introduce the Illinois Association of Chief of Police Vice President, Dean Stegmeyer. Chief, you want to, I'm sorry.
Good evening. Tonight, we're going to recognize two of our commanders for a very prestigious award and accomplishment that they made, which we explain in a minute. First, we have Commander Camilo Incroci, who was hired as a community service technician in 1998 and became an officer in 2002. He was promoted to sergeant in 2012 and then to commander in 2016. He is a patrol commander responsible for the organizing and development of personnel in our patrol division. He maintains the day-to-day patrol operations and contributes to the command-level long-term planning of our organization. He holds 2 associate degrees in criminal justice from College of DuPage, a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from National Louis University, and attended Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. We also have Commander Don Cummings here. He was hired as an officer in 2003, promoted to sergeant in 2015. He was assigned to our Special Operations Unit as a sergeant in 2016 until he was promoted to patrol commander in 2019. His responsibility is also for the organization and development of personnel in our patrol division. He maintains the day-to-day patrol operation and contributes to command level and long-term planning. Don holds a bachelor's degree in law enforcement and justice administration from Western Illinois University, a master's of public administration from Northern Illinois University, and attended Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, where he now teaches statistics at that course. And to present the awards and explain the award, it will be the Illinois Association Chiefs of Police President Dean Stagmeyer, who will explain the award and present the awards to the commanders. Dean?
Thanks, Chief. Actually, it's Vice President, I'm not President, so thank you.
You're going to be the president.
It's a distinct privilege and honor to be before you tonight to recognize 2 of your commanders that have done a fantastic job. Being a certified chief of police is a rather arduous process, as I'm sure these 2 can attest to, and I believe you have some others that are already certified. It requires a lot of studying, knowing the laws, knowing juvenile law, criminal law, traffic laws, procedures. They're tested on this. There's a written exam. Once the written exam has been passed, there's an oral review board. They go before a board of their peers who ask them questions. They have to be involved in community service. They have to continue their education. So there's a whole package of necessities that need to be met before this award is presented to them. So without taking up any more of your time, I'd like to read what the plaque says. I'm just going to read it once, guys. Is that okay? So both commanders, okay. It says, the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police presents to Camilo N. Croce and Donald Cummings the designation of certified eligible. They'll become actually certified if they assume a chief's position. You have demonstrated a high level of competence, professional excellence, and community service, and have achieved the standards of performance in the areas of leadership, management, public relations, and ethics, as set forth by the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police in its voluntary police chief certification program. And there's 2 different dates. I'm assuming that you guys took the test on 2 different dates. January 15th of 2020 and January 8th of 2020. So, Commander Cummings. And Commander. One more. Oh, I'm sorry. Commander Croce. Great, thank you. Thank you very much. It's very nice, distinguished award that these 2 gentlemen just received, so congratulations to you all.
For being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don and CJ. One more picture. Is it the behind? Yeah,
Yes.
come on up. Oh, no, you're.
Yeah, stand right in front of that. We all in? All right, who's going first?
My tie straight?
Yes.
Mine's not, so it's okay.
Please Don keeps tickling me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations on both of you for a well-deserved award. I mean, as it was explained, it's not something easy to get, so you guys worked at it and earned it, and I'd like to congratulate you, and I'm sure some of the others feel the same way.
Yes.
Yeah. CJ, you want to say something? Don, you're next, you know.
I'd like to definitely take the opportunity to thank the village, the powers that be, everyone who's made this investment in us, this time and resource investment in us and in Don, and in all the investments that you make in every member of the department. You know, someday I'll be gone, I can't necessarily take it with me, but every investment you guys make in us comes back to this village tenfold. It pays in dividends. Every time you invest in one of us, it makes this town a better place to live. Ed Saylor would stand up here and he would always say that he believes this is the best police department in the county, if not the state. And I agree with him, but that's not an accident. That is a product of intelligent design. And we're never more than a stone's throw away of losing that distinction. So as a member of this department, as a resident, and as a man with many loved ones in this town, I just want to say thank you very much. I definitely appreciate your continued support of our department. And also thank you to the Chiefs Association, I don't know if he's still here. The amount of work that they do for not only our industry, but for law and order in the state. I just realized just how much those guys actually do. They do a fantastic job. So thank you very much for this. I appreciate it.
Thanks, CJ.
Very beautifully said, Commander Croce. Likewise, a lot of the things I'd say would echo Commander Croce's sentiment. What Vice President Segmar was saying, how this is an arduous process, how it's difficult. Speaking with a lot of cohorts of mine at different departments, they have had to take the test multiple times to pass it. Commander Croce and I, this was both our first time taking the test. Not to say that we are any smarter than other individuals at other departments, but Carroll Stream Police Department truly lays a foundation for not just supervisors or managers, but for future leaders. And it's starting with every single one of our officers. Officer Halusik, who's one of our newer officers, is in this room, and he's learning that firsthand. So that's why every member of our command staff has this recognition, because this is something that isn't hope that you get, it's expected that you get, you maintain. Because just like what Commander Croce said, what we need to do is to continually invest within our department. That's what we're going to strive to do as police leaders. So thank you for the continued support that the board gives us, the village manager, the rest of the administrators, department heads within the department. Thank you, and we're going to continue to try to make you guys proud.
And now we'll leave the police department, move over to Public Works, and hand this over to Phil to introduce some new employees.
Thank you. I have the pleasure of introducing two new employees who started with us this month, both in the Water Sewer Division. I'm going to first introduce Marcus Powell because he has 1 week of seniority on our other employee, and I asked them each to stand up and introduce themselves and let you know where they came from, what they've been doing before they got here, and then what they'll be doing here.
Not a very good public speaker, so it's going to be a long 30 minutes. 22.
22.
It's nice to meet everybody and put the faces together. Thanks, Phil. I've been in Public Works for about 9 years. I came from the village of Oak Park, beautiful village of Oak Park. And I've been here 2 weeks already. I've met incredible guys with a lot of experience. And, you know, when you come into an environment like that, you just try to find ways to contribute. And I think what I want to do is really, be a part of the team, ensure that we get excellent water quality to every resident in the village of Carroll Stream. And however I can do that, I'm here for it. I think that's very important, when you take on a job like this. And I'm sorry. Yeah, that's about it. I just want to contribute. I want to be a part of the team. I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that you all did this. This is very new to me, and it's good to just meet everybody, in different facets of the village. And I hope I can run into everybody on a more different environment and really get to know each other on an individual basis. So it's about my 22 minutes, if that's.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Thank you so much.
Where do you live, Marcus?
I live in Lombard, actually, for now, until I can get to Carroll Stream.
There you
We
go.
like to
Good
do that.
answer.
You see that? You see what I did there?
Brownie points.
That's it. Yeah, so,
Thank you.
all right, you all.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus. Next, we have Frankie Levere, and he's also in the Water Sewer Division. Come on up, Frankie, and he's our new AMR program installer.
How's it going, guys? I'm really honored and blessed to finally get in the village of Carroll Stream. I've been living in the village since 2002. I went to Western Trails, then I went to J Stream, and then Glenbard North. I worked at the village of Barrington for part-time in the street division, and then I applied here, and thankfully Phil and everybody else took a good chance on me. I'm here to make this village proud. I plan on staying here the rest of my life, hopefully. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm here to make, my family, my friends, the residents, the board, and my beautiful fiance very proud. And that's it.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, Frankie.
I just wanted to make a comment to both you gentlemen. So you heard us say and agree that we've got one of the best police departments in the state. We've also got one of the best public works departments, hands down. You are part of an amazing group of guys. You are going to learn a lot from them. They're very, very close-knit, and we love our public works guys. So anything you guys ever need, we are here. We've got your backs. So welcome.
Was there any comments from the audience? I don't believe there was. Nope, there's nothing in there. Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee LaRocca, seconded by trustee Geezer. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarzy.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye. All yours.
Thank you. Under old business, number 1, alcohol use at Town Center for Ride for John event. Request follow-up.
I'll pull that off, please.
Under staff reports and recommendations, number 1, vacant lots on Surrey Drive. Staff recommends modifying the existing listing to extend the termination date to August 29, 2020, with Rick Fisher of Remax Action.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 2, SEIU contract ratification, 3-year labor contract with the village, and SEI representing the village's public works employees.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 3, purchase and installation of replacement lightning detection and warning system at the town center from commercial recreation specialists in the amount of $21,460.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 4, change order to engineering services agreement for design build services for the North Avenue Water Main Lining Project with Baxter and Woodman in the amount of $2,079.
Yes.
Yes.
Under ordinances, number 1, ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by decreasing the number of Class P liquor licenses from 7 to 6, County Farm Gasoline, Inc., doing business as BP Store, and increasing the number of Class P liquor licenses from 6 to 7, Army Trail Gas Depot, Inc., doing business as BP Gas, located at 860 West Army Trail Road.
Yes.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2020-2-6. Under resolution, we have a resolution authorizing participation in the Northern Illinois Municipal Electric Collaborative and authorizing the mayor or his designee to approve a contract with the lowest cost electricity provider for a period of up to 36 months.
Yes.
Is resolution number 3127. Under new business, number one, raffle license application, Carroll Stream Chamber of Commerce, request for approval of a raffle license and waiver of the fee and manager's fidelity bond for their John Wheeler Golf Tournament to be held on September 24, 2020.
Yes.
Under payment of bills, number one, regular bills, February 4, 2020 through February 18, 2020.
Yes.
Number two, addendum warrants, February 4, 2020 through February 18, 2020.
Yes.
And under report of officers, we have the treasurer's report, revenue, expenditure statements, and balance sheet for the month ended January 31, 2020.
Received.
Received.
Right. Is there a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Frusloni, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frusloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve those items by omnibus vote?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Schwarzy, seconded by trustee Frusloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frusloni.
Aye.
Trustee Shorzy.
Aye.
Trustee Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye. The only thing pulled off, of course, was the alcohol use at Town Center due to, staff does need direction from the board.
Yes.
Bob?
Staff was directed at the last or a couple board meetings ago to meet with the petitioner, which we did. Our police department and administration met with the petitioner and talked about some of the general ideas for their event. And from staff's perspective, it appears to be doable. It's just a question of whether to allow alcohol sales, which would be done through the Rotary, who currently serves alcohol at the concerts.
Comments?
Yeah,
Schwarzy.
you know, the founders of Child's Life Matters is here, and the Right for John is their son, and I've sat down with them and talked to them one-on-one or two-on-one, and everything they say, they have their T's crossed and their I's dotted, and safety is their biggest concern, and I really trust the fact that they're not going to put the village in a situation where it's going to sort of backfire or cause any problems, and I think we ought to allow this to go through.
Okay, thank you. Other comments?
I would agree, and with the, especially now with the, knowing that the Rotary will be serving the liquor, they're the experts at things at Town Center. I have no qualms at all.
If no one has a problem, I will make a motion to approve the sale of alcohol at Town Center.
Let me make sure,
Right for John.
down here.
I'm sorry?
Trustee Zalick?
We're good. I'm good.
I'm good.
I don't think, we don't need a motion, we just need, you just need directions?
Yep.
A direction is, I believe we're all perfectly fine with it, especially because having the Rotary run the alcohol, we have complete faith in them because of the training they've had.
We'll continue to work with the petitioner to work out the final details, including the caterer, and apparently they don't need any public works staff to assist, and I believe some police officers will be participating in the event, so I think we should have
We have Rob or Kathy or both come up just to go over the event, so newspaper and everybody knows when it is, because it is a really good event, and just like to make sure everybody knows about it. Just tell us about the date of the event, what it's about. Tell us about John.
Ride for John is July 25th, 2020. This is our fourth annual ride. We lost John July 26th of 2016 from a fentanyl poisoning in Glendale Heights. He was the fifth death in DuPage County that week, and it was only on a Tuesday. So my husband and I rolled our sleeves up and dove in and started pulling people out of the pit of hell of addiction. We help parents that are struggling with children, and we try to have one rider for every picture that we have of someone that we've lost in the county.
And the times of the event?
The ride is in the morning from 11 until 1:30 from Boomer Cycle Works in Gary, and we'll be arriving at the Town Center somewhere between 1 and 1:30. The actual event at the Town Center is from 2 o'clock until 8 p.m.
Very good.
And like you said, safety is our main concern. We've never had a problem. This is, like Kathy said, this is our fourth annual. We've never had a problem. We've always had a lot of police presence where we go, veteran presence.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
We
We all
just-
look forward to helping support.
And I just want to say that while, and I know we talked about this when you first came forward, and it's in our report here, that we're setting a precedent. I can't think of a better event to set a precedent with. You've set the bar very high for any other type of event that wants to come to Carroll Stream like this. It's very well thought out, and any support that we can give you, we will.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, report of officers. Trustee Zalick.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy. First off, Frank Jones. All of us at the police department or here in the village he's got a bunch of nicknames, and the two that come to mind that I can say in open meetings is Doc and Joe. I mean, he definitely, I worked with him in patrol. When he came on, I was his FTO. And when I went to detectives, he was in detectives. And I learned so much from Frank, and just watched him, and he has a way with people and a way with Gab, and he's well-respected, and I wish him luck in Florida. And now I have a place to go to in Florida. Second of all, I want to congratulations to Don and CJ, and they're only making this great department even better. So kudos to them and their accomplishment. I also want to welcome Marcus and Frankie, and let them know that they're joining a great team of first responders. They'll learn a lot. All right, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Zalick. Trustee LaRocca.
You said everything that I was going to say. What? Everything. I too want to welcome Marcus and Frankie. Welcome to a great department. I think you're going to make it even greater. Congratulations to Commander Encroci, Commander Cummings. Job well done. And yes, it's going to make this department stronger. I might have said once or twice or maybe 50 times what I think of our police department. And I do think it's the best in the state, without a doubt. Frank Jones, a man that comes along and touches my heart. I can't say enough about you. You touch my heart, you touch my soul. I'll miss you, and yeah, I'll be looking you up when I make it to Florida. Best of luck to you, and that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Trustee LaRocca. Trustee Geezer.
Thank you very much. I, too, want to congratulate Frank. It will be a loss to the community and the state for all the work he's done in trafficking. Good luck to him in Florida. The work will continue. Also to CJ Encroci and Don Cummings, congratulations, as everyone has said. This only makes our department better. And welcome, Marcus and Frankie. A couple things going on I just want to quickly mention. There's going to be a Carroll Stream Parade fundraiser next week on February 25th at Cafe Zupas or Zuppas on Bloomingdale, or on Gary Avenue in Bloomingdale. It's from 5 to 9 p.m., so no flyer needed. So just go on over there and the parade committee will receive some money. Upcoming fundraisers will be Red Apple in March. I'll give you more details about that. And Culver's in April. We'll give you more details about that. And over the last few years, I've had an opportunity to come and visit Miss Rosagnolo's second grade class at Evergreen School. And they do a little section on being good citizens. And they've sent me letters and pictures about what they'd like to see in Carroll Stream. And so I just want to share a few of them. And I received this one from Daniel, and it says, I would like to have more parks because kids need to be able to exercise. I would also like to have gardens that give food to the poor so that they are not hungry. So that's very sweet. And then that's the picture that he provided. Another person, Priya, says they want gardens in Carroll Stream. They would also like a zip line. And they want a 100-foot water slide and a big park. one with a big pool and a bigger garden, and I want the pool to be 10,000 feet wide and the garden to be 20,000 feet wide. I hope you consider my ideas, so maybe we can talk about that at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of that. I wish there could be, this is from Jaden, I wish there could be some changes in Carroll Stream, like a yellow slide at Coral Cove, and a new park and swimming pool, or a rock wall, or hoverboards, or an ice cream place with 1,000 flavors. And last, that's from Jaden, and that's his picture. From Simran, says, I would like to see a bakery near a YMCA, and kids and adults can make whatever treats they want, and they could name it, Make Your Own Treat Bakery. So, Don, would you follow up on that for his community development? And, let's see, this is one. This is, Joseph wants a pool, a new pool that you could swim at in the summer, but then you can turn into an ice rink in the winter, so that would be good. And, let's see, this one, okay. This one, they want a super fast, this one is a new slide, but they want it to be a rainbow slide.
Park District better get to work. Everybody wants a new slide,
I know.
apparently.
And then finally, this is my favorite, and I think we should start, especially with budget season being on, should maybe set aside some money for this. I want a zip line from the earth to the sun with orange carts to ride and that fling around, and an elevator to get up into space. So just thought I would share some of those suggestions, and I'll be speaking to the class later this week to tell them exactly how much all their proposals will cost. So that is my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gieser. Trustee Frisoloni.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I also want to welcome Marcus and Frankie. Got a little chance to hear from one of their colleagues tonight, speaking very highly of them already. Even though they've only been here for a couple of weeks, they're very excited to be working with these fine young men, as they were called. We'll see what get them out of the fine young men thing. Congratulations to CJ and to Don Cummings. This is a really big honor, and I think we almost take for granted how great our police department is until you talk to other police departments. So I get to brag a lot about our Public Works Department, I get to brag a lot about our police department, and when I mentioned to someone at a different police department that we're gonna have 2 more of our commanders going through and getting this distinction, they're like, how did you get 4 and we have 0? Like, well, we're just better than you are. So congratulations to them. This really is a very big deal. And yes, we need to continue to invest in our staff. Frank Jones is a hard one. That was a hard vote, yes, to let him retire. Frank has made a huge impact on this community. I remember the first day that I met him, and he just has a way of just being that gravitational pull for people. No matter what situation he's in, people just gravitate to him. So he is going to be very, very, very sorely missed, but has a great opportunity in Florida. So I wish him the very best. And then the last thing I just wanted to do is I wanted to thank Girl Scout Troop 55210. A couple weeks ago, actually about a month and a half ago, they had contacted me and asked if they could come and see Village Hall. They wanted to come and sit at a board meeting because they were working on their local government patch. So I said, well, how about we do a mock board meeting? So they came, I got to explain a little bit about what we do here, and then sat the girls up here and didn't tell them whose seat was whose. Then there was a fight who was going to be mayor. But then when I explained that the mayor just really runs the meeting and the trustees get to do all the voting, then they were fighting to see who could be the trustees. It was a great night. They asked phenomenal questions. They were really very interested in how local government really impacts them. They're fourth graders, and they asked great questions. The highlight of the evening, though, I will say, is when each of them got to come up and hit the mayor's gavel 3 times. And no more than 3 times, because they were policing each other, and they were gonna rat each other out if they did 4 times, because then I was gonna have to let them do 4 times. The other thing that I was a little worried about, because they were a little curious and they were crawling around on the floor, I have no idea why, is I was afraid they might hit one of the panic buttons, and then the police really would be running. So they were very curious about that, but they were an amazing group to have. So I just want to say thank you so much for letting me spend part of the evening with them. And I did tell them that the police department likes Girl Scout cookies if they had any leftovers. With that, I will end my report.
Thank you, Trustee Frizzalone. Trustee Schwarzy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to Frank Jones for your service here in Carroll Stream. And we all know, not only was he an incredible police officer and detective, but he was just an all-around great guy. I mean, who didn't want to be around him? So he's going to be sorely, sorely missed. Congrats to Commander Cummings and Encroci on your certification. And the thing I like about this, I'm a big believer in promoting from within, and this is just one of those steps that need to be taken for us to make sure we can stay within and continue our great succession at our police department. Welcome to Mr. Marcus Powell and Mr. Frankie Levere on your new hires of the Public Works. And then I just wanted to pass on to the board that part of my platform in last year's municipal election, when I was running for this spot again, was to reform what's called our senior team. It's a group that actually existed about a decade ago. It was formed through social services, and as my position at the time as the public education coordinator of the fire district, I became part of that team. So it kind of went by the wayside, and so part of my platform last year was to get this Carroll Stream Seniors team up and running again, because it did some really good things. So I've been working with social services over the last month or so, trying to iron some things out, and looks like we're going to be a go. And let me tell you what the goals are of this group right now. To engage stakeholders who have contact with our Carroll Stream seniors, to assess unmet needs for our Carroll Stream seniors, to discuss intervention plans for them, discuss the processes for new interventions for our Carroll Stream seniors. The big part of it is cooperative communication among those stakeholders, and of course evaluating and following up. And some of the people that we're inviting to this are obviously anybody that has involvement with the seniors in Carroll Stream. So Park District, Library, Colony Park, Windsor Park, Belmont Village, Central Park. We've reached out to some single-family home seniors, Wayne Township, Milton Township, Bloomingdale Township, just to name a few. The goal is to get together and just kind of figure out what's going on out there in the senior world. There's so many issues that that affect seniors that, you know, we don't really know. I see it in my job. John saw it back when he was a police officer, but unless you have senior parents that you're dealing with, a lot of people don't really know all the trials that face seniors these days. So our goal is to discuss those, see if there's solutions out there, and we'll kind of figure it out from there as we go along. So we do have a first meeting scheduled for March 4th at 9 a.m. and the first meeting is gonna be here in this boardroom. We may decide to move it to maybe a different entity at some point after that. We'll plan on meeting probably once a month for the first maybe 2 or 3 months, and then maybe quarterly after that. So we'll kind of see how it goes, but everyone here is invited to attend if you guys want to come. So once we meet, I'll report back at the meeting after that meeting and let you know how it went. So other than that, please shop in Carroll Stream. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Schwarzy, and thank you for taking on that responsibility. Our seniors are important, and sometimes they kind of get pushed by the wayside, so it's very good that you're taking that on.
Thank you.
Our clerk, Laura Zarnicki.
I just want to reiterate what everybody else has said about the congratulations and the welcomes and everything else, and I won't belabor it, but my sentiments exactly for everyone. And just keep our military and first responders in your thoughts, keeping us safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our village attorney, Mallory.
I would echo the congratulations to Frank Jones and to the commanders earlier and welcoming Marcus and Frankie to the village.
Thank you very much. And our village manager, Bob Miller.
Well, it was interesting listening to the requests of the second graders. Speaking of that, we do have our first budget workshop on March 2nd. So we will be discussing the general fund. And we're happy to report that at this point it's balanced. And it's less than 2% above the current fiscal year budget. So staff took a long, hard look at the expenditure requests, and after we saw that it was not balanced, we went back and everybody had suggestions on what items they can cut in their budgets. So everybody participated and cooperated. So we have a couple of construction projects that are going to be coming up this spring, and a couple that are going on right now. Residents may have seen some workers around some of the manhole covers in the village. Red Zone Robotics is out televising the sanitary sewer systems, make sure that there's no blockages, and they'll be doing all of the sanitary sewers this year, right, Bill? So it's a pretty aggressive project, and any items that they discover, if there's any collapsed sewer lines or tree roots, things like that, those will be scheduled or put in the capital plan for future years. Also, we've contracted with Native Torch to do prescribed burns at the wetlands. That will be dependent on weather, sometime early spring. And the areas that they will be doing that will be the northwest corner of Gary and Lees, the town center, Morton and Ridge, County Farm and Dorchester, Cambridge Walk, Wetland, Daylily Park, Maple Ridge Pond, and Mill Valley Pond. So quite a few of the burns that are going to be scheduled. And then for the residents on the south end of the village, over by Community Park, we've contracted with a company called Clean Cut Tree Services for 5 acres of brush clearing by the south edge of the lagoon and between the pedestrian bridges. That'll enhance the visibility of people walking on the path, make it a little safer, and make it easier to traverse. So that's what's going on.
Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it. CJ and Don, congratulations. Like I said, on a very well-deserved award with the work that you put in, and congratulations to the whole police department for the continued hard work you do outside of your daily job. We appreciate it, and that's why one of the reasons we, of course, back you as much as we do. Frankie and Marcus, welcome to Public Works, and I think Trustee Frusloni said it perfectly that we feel the same way about our Public Works. A bunch of hardworking people who do everything that needs to be done and treat the village like it's their own. So it's much appreciated from all of us to all of them. Frank Jones, I'm absolutely going to miss you. Congratulations on going somewhere it doesn't snow. And it doesn't hurt to breathe. So if you're happy, we're happy, but you're going to be very, very, very missed.
They have hurricanes.
They do have hurricanes. The only other thing is, so tonight there's a little thing happening across the street. Our bags tournament officially kicked off tonight, but however, for the past 4 years, we're honored to say that our village staff has actually kicked it off with a play-in tournament. And that happened on the 6th of February, where we raised well over $1,300 with our staff, and this all came from our staff, playing, having a good time. It's always a blast, and it gives us a big kickstart, along with Chrissy's threw us a kickoff party this past Saturday, raised another about $800, so it put us in the mid-2000s before the first official bag is thrown. And that's pretty exciting because we've added to our charities. We're not just doing Relay for Life and American Cancer Society. We sat down and figured out we wanted to keep some of it local. So we're taking 30% of it, and we're splitting that evenly between the Dominic Savarino Charitable Organization, the Carroll Stream Parks Association, Foundation, the foundation, and that's specifically for scholarships for underprivileged kids, the Knights of Columbus out of Corpus Christi Church, and the Outreach Center's College Tour Program. And that's because it's not just kids going and looking at colleges. They actually mentor these kids, make sure they know how to, what classes to take and how to take their tests. And it's, as I said Saturday night, they don't just try to crack open a door for these kids. They knock the door down. They really want them out there and graduating colleges and doing something positive. So we felt all four of them were very worthy recipients for year one of testing this out. So hopefully lots of people buy lots of raffle tickets, so we're able to make large donations. And with that, I got to get back over there, so I'll take a motion to dismiss.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Schwarzy, seconded by trustee Frizzoni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee LaRocca.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzoni.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarzy.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem McCarthy.
Aye.
Stop by for one beer. Had a Baron and